The modern mean girl has evolved. She doesn't scream. She uses therapy speak. We used to call them divas. They threw phones and made crazy demands. At least that was honest. But now she doesn't act like a boss. She acts like a victim. Welcome to the era of weaponized beauty, where the most powerful person in the room uses their halo to hide the night. Amber Heard didn't just lie. She hacked our biology. If they're beautiful, your critical thinking just stops. That's the halo effect. We don't look at evidence. We look at the face and assume innocence. Heard used that beauty to turn a social movement into a personal weapon. But then the unedited audio dropped.
Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And
yes.
It's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
That isn't a victim talking. Seeing what's actually going on behind a face like this is exactly what I do in my facial analysis. By the time the 2022 Virginia jury reached their verdict, her mask was gone. They saw that the perfect victim was a manufactured character. It was all a lie. They found her liable for actual malice. They hit her with a $10 million judgment. This was a wake-up call for anyone who closely watched the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. It taught us a brutal lesson that the most beautiful person talking about their trauma isn't always the one who was hurt. Sometimes it's just the most effective way to make sure you never have to take responsibility of what you did. The real shift here isn't about the legal verdict, it's about how we watch people now. We've moved from naturally believing beautiful people to a culture that's waiting to be lied to. Now, whenever we hear the perfect story, we look for the lie. We're all just waiting for the perfect victim's mask to slip. Beauty is a silencer. Blake Lively used safety to murder a career. Blake Lively didn't just have a bad year. She's the masterclass in what happens when weaponized beauty finally backfires. For months, she played the flower queen. She told the world the director made the set unsafe. She tried to destroy a man's career to protect her own brand. But in April 2026, Judge Louis Lehman performed a legal autopsy of her story. Lehman didn't just disagree with her, he gutted her. He threw out 10 of her 13 allegations. He ruled that what she called harassment was actually just called, what actors do. Acting. Then her 17-point ultimatum leaked. Unsealed documents proved she wasn't fighting for safety. She was using Me Too victim language to demand script approval, producer, and director title. Rob Henderson calls this a luxury belief. It's when the elite use the words of the vulnerable to win a power struggle. This study proves we give beautiful people a beauty premium. We are biologically hardwired to give them the benefit of the doubt. She wants us to believe that the flower queen is the good guy. We want the flower queen to be the good guy. But when you use a movie about a domestic violence to secure a producer title and promote numerous brands, that's when the beauty premium dies. The audience shifts from trust to pure disgust. The public didn't cancel her for being a diva. They canceled her because she used a domestic violence movie as a tool to gain more power. She used the language of Me Too to protect her ego. She is a warning to every elite in Hollywood. Don't pretend you're the victim just to win a power struggle. Because when the court unseals the truth, our brains stop looking at you as a person to protect and start seeing you as the person we need to be protected from. It's not just about a lawsuit, it's what happens when an image gets too polished, when every move feels like a PR strategy. Even the real moment starts to look fake. We're not just watching a trial, we're reacting to the feeling of being managed. Sherry Papini didn't just lie. She tortured herself just to make sure you believed the lie. According to the 2022 FBI criminal complaint, she didn't just fake a kidnapping. She mutilated her own body. She used a wood-burning tool to brand her own shoulder. She starved herself until she weighed 87 pounds. She even broke her own nose and hacked off her hair just to look like she had been hunted. She was trying to hack our biology. Psychologists call it what is beautiful is good principle. This study shows that we are biologically wired to dump positive traits like honesty and innocence onto anyone we find attractive. And Sherry was banking on this. She used the social signal of being a beautiful mother to trigger a multi-state manhunt and defraud the government. And she did it for one reason: to cover up an affair. So while the world was hunting for her, she was voluntarily staying with an ex-boyfriend 600 miles away. It taught us a brutal lesson. When someone uses their trauma to stop you from asking questions, they always have something to hide. And sometimes the most perfect victim in the room is actually the one who committed the crime. The real damage here isn't the lie itself, it's what it does to our empathy. Every time a perfect story turns out to be fake, it makes it harder for the next person to be heard. So we're not just losing the truth, we're losing the ability to care about anyone at all. The strategy for these beautiful women never changes. Win the audience with your face card, then use the victim narrative to kill the investigation. It's a high status shield that only works as long as people stay blinded by the halo effect. But the era of weaponized beauty is crashing. We're ignoring the halo and finally checking the receipts, because the person screaming the loudest about safety is almost always the one you need to be saved from. If you're tired of being gaslit by the innocent shield and you're ready to see the world as it actually is, subscribe to my channel. We don't do vibes here. We only do receipts. And you may want to watch this next.